We're just a few weeks away from the new year, and House Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy is concerned that the impeachment proceedings in Congress are holding up their replacement for NAFTA, the USMCA, U.S.-Mexico-Canada trade agreement. Joining us now, House Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy. Yeah, we talk about it every day, and Leader, we talk about just in general things that Congress could be doing so that there might be a tailwind for what is already a pretty good economy. It could be even better, and we're just stuck in the mud, not getting anywhere. We know why. What do you think the prospects are that we get out of the mud? I don't think very good.
Well, we got 9 legislative days to go. We don't have a budget. We don't have funding of government. We got impeachment hanging over our head. We've got more than a year since USMCA was signed. And there's so many aspects. Thanks. In a few moments after I get off here, you're going to have the jobs numbers for last month. Whatever those numbers are, they would be higher if we passed USMCA, about 176,000 more. But there's a different element to that. As you have this conversation about our trade agreement with China, you know what's happened in the last few months? That Canada and Mexico's our #1 trader, Canada's #2. If we had USMCA done, we would be in a stronger position to our negotiation with our 3rd trader, China. So there's so many elements to this that make America stronger. But what's really been a hang-up is the Speaker has all the power to call the bill up. If she does, it will pass. I mean, if you look across this country, there is nobody opposing this. They know it only makes us stronger. But it becomes a political question, that she's more concerned of maybe tearing down this president instead of building this country up.
Yeah, so you don't think Nancy Pelosi, you think the reason it's not going forward, pure and simple, is because Speaker Pelosi won't bring it, and you don't expect that to happen?
That has been the play the whole time, but I do expect it to come. This is why. We have been out making the case. If you look at all the times USMCA has been mentioned here in Congress and others, the Republicans have done it 91% of the time, 8% on the Democrat side. But we have really built a groundswell of support across this nation, and they're beginning to feel it and hear it. And the real challenge here is if the Democrats run for re-election, they've issued more subpoenas than they created laws. They need something to run on. And I got to give a lot of credit to this administration. They never backed away, regardless of all this impeachment. Lighthizer has done an amazing job. The vice president's been out there campaigning. I actually believe we get USMCA done.
I'm just wondering whether do you think Speaker Pelosi wants to have the impeachment vote before the USMCA? And would she do that on December 21st, right before Christmas, with zero? I thought it was going to be bipartisan. The only way it's going to be bipartisan is when some Democrats join their Republican House members in not voting for it. So would she do that December 21st?
Well, I think she has us here to the 20th. She wants to hold us a little longer, added another week. But remember, that timeline she has written a long time ago of when she wanted to impeach this president. And she just announced it, but she already had it written. The only problem is she has no proof along the line.
Is it fair to say she was praying for that timeline, or was she spending more time praying for President Trump, do you think?
Look, I don't know, but the one thing I do know is she loves to impeach this president. I mean, she has now jeopardized her majority. She has given everything to impeachment. Think of all the investigations. Name me one thing that the Democrats, one problem they have solved. And that's a real problem for them out there when they campaign.
It seems to me she went reluctantly into this. She's worried about the political implications for the party. That early on she didn't want to do this. It seems like she's gotten to the point where she's absolutely going ahead with it. But early on it seemed like she thought that it could hurt the Democrats.
That was before Ukraine.
Okay, you're right. You're right about that. If she had she set a criteria, a requirement to move forward. She said in March of this year that impeachment was so divisive to the nation. It has to be compelling, overwhelming, and bipartisan to move forward. Okay, so we had a vote about impeachment inquiry. That bipartisan vote was to say no, not to move forward. So she didn't go to that. Her compelling and overwhelming, there's nothing there. If you watched the hearing, just this week, Jonathan Turley, who is a Democrat, who didn't vote for Trump, who is a constitutional scholar that I think is respected more than anyone when it comes to the Constitution, said this is the thinnest, weakest impeachment in the history of America. that there was no obstruction of justice, that there was no abuse, that the only abuse would be actually moving forward with impeachment would be on those who move forward with it. And that was an amazing statement. Had she waited 48 hours to get the transcript of the phone call, we would not be walking through this nightmare.
Jason?
Yeah, Leader, can you speak a little bit about prescription drug prices and H.R. 3 and how you see that playing out? I know you have a meeting coming up in the next couple of days.
Well, I'm actually walking to a meeting directly after this interview because the Republicans have a bill, H.R. 19. Because you know why we have it in number 19? Because we can lower prescription drug prices this year in 2019. The challenge with H.R. 3 is it's going to eliminate all the cures in the future. It takes away all that R&D. And so many families, I lost my father to cancer, so many families have so many challenges when it comes to medical. This is going to harm us going into the future. And H.R. 3 of what they want to do is really not going to lower the drug price. It's going to harm our future of solving these cures, which we have H.R. 19. And this is something that's so exciting. Every element in it is bipartisan. We've had a number of bills that came out of committee where every Republican and every Democrat voted for it that actually lowered drug pricing. But the Speaker changed the bill before it got to the floor. We're going to give an opportunity that we can make law. H.R. 3 will never be law, but we can make law with H.R. 19 that would lower the drug prices, make sure that we have new cures in the future, and move to a more prosperous country, especially when it comes to medicine.
So we got to go. We just bring it back quickly. I just am noticing something and wondering what the response is going to be, because it's going to be probably next year, and then there's an election next year. So it's going to be within like 8 or 9 months, 10 months of 11 months, I guess, of the election. And I'm wondering how it plays out. I saw Karl Rove defending President Trump to the max yesterday. Now, he's a Bush guy. So where did that? And then I saw 95% of the GOP is now behind Trump. Are the Democrats sure this is the right strategy to consolidate power in the Republicans? Like, I've never seen it before for Trump.
Well, if you look at intensity on a CNN poll and others, but this is the real truth. When you think about and you watch what the Democrats have done from the moment they got elected, Jerry Nadler ran to be the chair of the committee that deals with impeachment based upon he'd be the best for impeachment. You had Congresswoman Tlaib on her very first day sworn into office of these freshmen who gave him the majority, telling them that she was going to impeach this individual that night. You had Al Green actually admit, why did he submit impeachment on the floor? Because he said if we do not impeach him, we can't.
I'm not sure it
him.
helps the cause. That's all. That's my only point. I think they got to think it through.
But they do not believe anybody they have outside there that can beat this president for re-election.
So it's about the he's not going to be removed, but they figure it can hurt his chances in November. That's what they're figuring?
That is so true. Remember, in modern history, they've never gone after impeachment of a president in the first term.
Okay.
I wonder why.
Leader McCarthy, thank you.